Today, we're counting down some of the most expensive weapons in solo leveling and what they really cost. We'll have a look at what each item costs in yen, then convert it to USD. Let's get right into it. Starting from the bottom, we have Kasaka's Venom Fangs. This was obtained by Jinwoo after he fought the blue Venom-fanged Kasaka, a large cobra that served as the final boss in the Hapjeong subway dungeon. The dagger is crafted from the fangs of the monster, boasting an attack power of about plus 25. It's a C-ranked blade that has a very unique effect. The dagger inflicts paralysis and bleeding on enemies, which we've seen Jinwoo use in strategic battles. The paralysis effect slows or stops its target completely, while the bleed continues to make the target lose 1% of their health every second. If you're even nicked by this blade, safe to say you're cooked. Overall, this weapon is a very rare item that no one else has in the anime, but it's also the weakest of all Jinwoo's weapons, which is really saying something. Based on its rarity, class, and attack power, it's estimated to cost about 5 million yen, which is roughly the equivalent to $3,600. Either way, this weapon is pretty impressive, but considering that it's his lowest weapon, we're just getting started. Up next, we have the Night Killer. While this is not the strongest weapon in Sung Jin-Woo's arsenal, it is pretty strong without a doubt. This weapon is a B-ranked dagger with an attack power of 75. It also grants the user an additional attack power of plus 25% when used against armed opponents. Like the name implies, it is a night killer. Sung Jin-Woo bought it from the system shop during his job change quest dungeon when his normal weapons couldn't hack it. Literally. His former dagger could not pierce the enemy's armor, making Night Killer the logical choice to make. The dagger cost 2,800,000 gold from the system shop, putting it at a healthy estimate of about 8 million yen. This rounds up to about 5,800, putting it as one of the most expensive weapons in solo leveling. But that's not all. Stay glued. Right after the Night Killer, we have Baruka's dagger. Now, this dagger did not come cheap, both literally and figuratively, because Sung Jin-Woo had to work for it. After surviving a red gate, Sung Jin-Woo faced off against an ice elf named Baruka. Baruka was no light work, and this told on Jinwoo, who, even though he was able to take down B-ranked threats at the time, had to improvise for this win. These A-ranked daggers have an attack power of 110 each, making them deadly when used together. It's safe to say that these daggers became one of his favorites as he rocked these babies all the way to the 100th floor in the Demon Castle. Apart from attacking power, the daggers also boost the user's agility as they are infused with magic that reduces the user's weight. In other words, they don't just grant Jinwoo power. He gets a speed boost too. Now you must be wondering what this literal cheat code for the price of one would cost. Based on their rarity, class, and special abilities, Baruka's daggers would cost around 18 million yen for the pair, which converts to roughly $13,000. But even these impressive blades pale in comparison to other weapons in solo leveling. Moving up to the next most expensive weapon in solo leveling, we have the Demon King's daggers. After Jinwoo defeated the Demon King Baron, he acquired these S-ranked beauties, with each of the daggers boasting an attack power of plus 220. But what makes them truly special is their curse effect. Any wound inflicted by these daggers will continuously drain the victim's mana and health, making escape nearly impossible. This puts these daggers as one of the most expensive and the most dangerous in the entire solo leveling universe. Every time Jinwoo pulls these out, you just know someone's about to have a really bad day. These daggers are undoubtedly among the most powerful weapons in Sung Jin-Woo's arsenal, but not the most powerful, as you might have guessed. Even though they could cut through just about anything and were effective against normal S-ranked hunters, it was unable to scale past the S-rank. For national level hunters like Thomas Andre and the Monarchs, the daggers couldn't harm them. Now, this does nothing to take away from how insanely broken these bad boys are. Now let's find out how much they could be worth. Given their S-rank status and unique abilities, the Demon King's daggers would be valued at approximately 60 million yen, or about $43,200. Pretty crazy, right? You could buy a luxury car for that price. But if you think that was insane, you haven't seen anything yet. Strap in. Because the weapon we're about to talk about solos more than half of the verse. No problem. I'm talking, of course, about the Orb of Avarice. While this is not technically a weapon in the traditional sense, this S-ranked magical artifact deserves a spot on our list due to its immense value and power. For starters, this item class is ranked as super rare, making its probability find less than 1%. The Orb of Avarice is one of the various drops that Sung Jin-Woo obtained after killing Vulcan, the ruler of the lower floors in the Demon Castle. To put such a valuable item that low on the totem pole is hard to miss. The orb is greatly efficient for a magic-type hunter, granting its user a double magic effect. And if you happen to be a shadow like Tusk, who already has a ridiculous amount of mana, then its boost is insane! With the orb, sorcerers, other mages, and even dragons could only dream to compete with Tusk in terms of firepower. Moreover, most crafted items or weapons can only multiply a user's target by about 40 to 50%. As the orb offers a 100% increase, its power is pretty evident for all to see. Based on its rarity, the Orb of Avarice would be worth an astronomical 85 million yen, which is about $61,200. Up next, we have the Demon King's Longsword, coming in as one of the most expensive weapons in the verse. After Jinwoo faced the magical copy of Baron, the Monarch of White Flames, he gained the Demon King's Longsword as one of the items that were dropped. This S-class weapon has an attack power of plus 350, putting it as the second or third strongest weapon we see in the whole manga. This longsword, on top of its immense attack power, offers the effect Storm of White Flames, as we see during the fight with Baron's copy. This effect spreads lightning in whatever direction it swung. Sung Jin-Woo eventually gave the longsword to Igris to use as his main weapon, seeing as he prefers daggers. And let me tell you, Igris becomes a problem. Well, an even bigger problem, as he's capable of contending against S-class ranked hunters with it. There is some speculation that the longsword might have been a weapon of Baron's, making it something that once belonged to a monarch. But even without that comparison, the status effects of the Demon King's Longsword make it a top-tier weapon. It's estimated to cost about 120 million yen in the solo leveling universe, putting it at about $86,400. And lastly, we have Kamish's Wrath. These daggers were crafted from the largest tooth of the worst disaster that humanity had ever seen, the dragon Kamish. The tooth was kept as a souvenir by Thomas Andre after the dragon had been defeated. Kamish's Wrath is second to none in the solo leveling universe, standing in a class of its own as literally one of a kind. It has an attack power of plus 1,500 and a mana sensitivity effect. Kamish's Wrath is the strongest weapon we see so far in the solo leveling verse, and in terms of attack power and effectiveness, it blows every other weapon out of the running. Sung Jin-Woo is able to use this weapon to take out several monarchs, putting it at triple S-tier rank, if that even is a thing. Kamish's Wrath was a gift from Thomas Andre as an apology, and apart from being his most used weapon, it's a symbol of respect from a national level hunter. This would naturally out its value as nearly priceless, but we'll put a price on it anyway. Based on its class, rarity, attack power, and its national treasure status, it's estimated to be about 850 million yen, which is roughly $608,000. And that concludes the most expensive weapons in solo leveling. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more videos like this one. Until next time,